Hello everyone, we are from group 4 and in this video we would like to do presentation about our paper entitled A Pragmatic Analysis of Politeness Principle in former President Donald Trump's interview. But before that, let us introduce ourselves first. My name is Madevania Altea Holy, number 79.
Hello everyone, my name is Kapus Rafael Gapau. My student number is 2001541067.
Hello, my name is Marisa Tamaja, student number 074.
My name is Ida Igudalaksmi Dewi with student number 081.
My name is Kadet Teguh Bimantara, student number 082.
My name is Alvindo Derajat Mahendra, student number 200151090.
Hello everyone, my name is Agnes Perubintin with student number 092.
Well, today I would like to discuss the introduction of our work, especially on the background of the study. First, background of the study. In linguistics, pragmatic is the study of how context contributes to meaning in communication. According to pragmatic expert Jeff Verschuren, pragmatics deals with the use of language in social context and the ways in which people produce and interpret meaning through language in context. Pragmatics is concerned with how speakers use language to achieve their goals in communication, and how listeners interpret the meaning of utterances based on the social and cultural context in which they are used. Well, one important aspect of pragmatic is politeness, which involves using language to show respect and consideration for others. Politeness plays a critical role in shaping social interaction, especially in situations where there are power imbalances or social norms that dictate certain patterns of behavior. As linguist Penelope Brown notes, politeness means of maintaining and negotiating social relationships. In a study or article, we will conduct a pragmatic analysis of ex-President Donald Trump's interviews, focusing on how he uses language to interact with journalists and politicians with a specific focus on Leech's politeness principle. By examining Trump's language through the lens of the principle, we can gain insights into his communication strategies and how they relate to his political success. Through this analysis, we aim to deepen our understanding of the complex interplay between language, politics, and social dynamics, and to contribute to the broader conversation about the role of politeness in shaping social interaction. Well, that's all about the background of the study. Thank you.
I would like to discuss our research on the application of Leech politeness principle in ex-President Donald Trump's interview. So, our research aim is to conduct a pragmatic analysis of ex-President Donald Trump's interview with a specific focus on how his use of language aligns with and deviates from Leech politeness principles. So to achieve this aim, we have two research questions. So for the first one is, how does ex-President Donald Trump's interview align with Leech politeness principles? So this question involves analyzing the language that Trump used in the interview and identifying how it aligns or violates Leech politeness principle. And for the second one is, what kind of Leech politeness principles applied in ex-President Donald Trump's interview? So these questions involves identifying which specific principles are present or absent in Trump's language and how they contribute to the overall politeness or impoliteness of his communication. So by exploring these research questions, we hope to gain a better understanding of how Leech politeness principle apply in real-world interactions, particularly in high-stakes situations such as political interviews. So this research may have the implication for how people can use language more effectively to communicate with others in a polite and respectful manner.
Politeness in language refers to behavior that considers the relationship between participants, their status, appreciations, and habits. The theoretical framework is based on Leech's theory of politeness, which includes 6 principles and 5 scales to evaluate politeness. According to Leech 1983, there are 6 politeness principles There are a tag maxim, generosity maxim, approbation maxim, modesty maxim, agreement maxim, and sympathy maxim. The scales that are being used to measure politeness are cost-benefit scale, optionality scales, indirectness scales, authority scales, and social distance. In politeness, there is also face-threatening acts, or FTA. Face-threatening acts are utterances that threaten someone's self-image or public face. Self-image can be positive, which the need for acceptance and connections, or negative, which the need for independence and freedom of action. According to Brown and Levinson's politeness strategies are used to save face during face-threatening acts. Brown and Levinson identify four main types of politeness strategies. There are bald on record, negative politeness, positive politeness, and off record or indirect. Positive politeness appeals to a common goal or friendship, while negative politeness uses modal verbs to save face, and off-record communication is intentionally fake.
The first example of the dialogue shows that there are two maxims. The first maxim is tact maxim. For tact maxim, Steve Inskip begins by acknowledging that there's a lot to talk about but focuses on the pandemic and seeks Donald Trump's advice on it. The second is generosity maxim. For generosity maxim, Steve Inskip gives Donald Trump the opportunity to share his thoughts on the pandemic, showing a willingness to hear his perspective. The second example of the dialogue shows two maxims. The first maxim is tact maxim. Donald Trump starts by sharing his perspective on the mandate related to the pandemic, which he believes is hurting the country. The second maxim is approbation maxim. Donald Trump takes the opportunity to mention his achievement related to therapeutics and vaccines, highlighting his success in getting them done in record time.
Now we continue to the third dialogue. So in the third dialogue, we can see that types of politeness principle applied by the parties are tax maxim and modesty maxim. For tax maxim, we can see that Steve and Skip asked for Donald Trump advice, especially on vaccines, and it is showing his respect for Donald Trump's expertise and opinion. For modesty maxims, we can see that Donald Trump suggests that taking vaccine should be an individual choice, and also acknowledge that many people are recommended for taking them. He also shared his own experience on taking vaccines without getting any negative or side effects. For the fourth dialogue, we can see that types of politeness principle applied by the parties are tax maxim and agreement maxim. For the tax maxim, we can see that Steve and Skip ask a straightforward question about the pandemic and vaccines, and seeking for Donald Trump's opinion on whether the pandemic will continue as long as so many people choose not to get vaccinated. And for the agreement, we can see after Donald Trump shared about his opinion regarding to Steve's question, Steve and Skip immediately agree with that.
I will continue the first dialogue. There's two maxims. The first one is tax maxim. Steve and Skip begin to acknowledging there were some questions to be asked, and this time focus on politics and ask Donald Trump's opinion on it. The second one is generosity maxim. This instead gives Donald Trump the opportunity to share his thoughts about the 2020 election in 2022, showing a willingness to hear his perspective. In the sixth dialogue, there's only one maxim. There's generosity maxim. This instead immediately read out the quotes that would form the basis for Donald Trump answering the question he asked. And the second dialogue, there's only one maxim too, there's generosity maxim. Steve says, I noticed you've been talking about. This shows that Steve has done some research before starting his interview so he could understand more in-depth information about his interlocutor, Donald Trump. And the end of each dialogue, There's only one maxim too, approbation maxim. Through this sentence, we can see that he's trying to compliment our Maximus Pride, Donald Trump by agreeing with his statement.
So, in conclusion, pragmatics is a discipline of linguistics that studies how context influences language meaning in communication. A critical part of pragmatics is the concept of politeness, which requires using words to convey respect and regard for others. Politeness is critical in structuring social relationships, particularly when there are power imbalance or norms of society that mandate specific patterns of behavior. Furthermore, this article has taken an in-depth look at pragmatics and its application to the study of language use in social circumstances. This research aims to undertake a pragmatic analysis of former President Donald Trump's interviews to see how his use of language coincides with and deviates from Leech's politeness principles. The Leech's politeness principles encompass six maxims, namely tact, generosity, approbation, modesty, agreement, and sympathy, as well as five politeness skills, namely cost benefit, optionally, indirectness, authority, and social distance. According to the analysis, former President Donald Trump was interviewed by Steve Inskip throughout the conversation about a variety of issues, including the pandemic, vaccine, and the 2020 election. Throughout the interview, both participants follow various conversational maxims, which are tact, generosity, approbation, modesty, and agreement. These findings add to larger discussion on the role of politeness in structuring social interactions by highlighting the intricacies of language use in political circumstances and the impact of communicative techniques on social dynamics. That's all the topics from us. Thank you for watching and have a nice day.